When you look at Nigeria from the lens of Mbasiti,
yes.
what do you see?
Man, we've got a lot of work to do. So what's this struggle? This rituals? So it's organized religion that we have that puts a lot of rituals that actually barricade or block us from actually accessing or seeing God for who he actually is. That's what we have.
Okay.
That's why there are a lot of church folk who are broke. That's why evangelism is hard. Because people see you, they hear you talk about God, but they don't see anything. Talking about how the system makes things difficult. If you're a structured person, doing business here can be really difficult. For somebody like Dangote, for example.
It's difficult too.
For somebody like Dangote. So that's for structured people.
It's difficult.
For structured people it's difficult. For people who are not structured, it is a walk in the park.
So now, which advice do you want the person who wants to do business not to be structured so that it can?
No, you have to be structured.
Okay.
But I think it also comes with growth. Like I said, in the beginning phases, you don't even have to register a company. You can be doing your business. You're making little money. But when it starts building up to something that is more corporate and you start getting into those systems, that is when now you begin to experience the bottlenecks. There's a part of me, if I'll be honest, that is positive about this government. There's a part of me that is watching to see the things that are going on. It's really hard to think self-actualization or self-esteem. It doesn't mean that there are still no needs, but those basics have not been met. So they would affect, even with entrepreneurship, you can put it there, but people are hungry. So their first thought is not, I want to bring value. It could be that genuinely that's what they're looking out for. They want to bring value, but they're hungry. It's ignorance. Most of our suffering is not the long suffering that the Bible talks about.
Now, the ignorance you're talking about, is it ignorance coming from the pastor, or ignorance coming from the members following the pastor?
It's give and take. No, what I mean is...
No, we're addressing this whole concept of ignorance.
If you have an enlightened spiritual leader, it's a rub-off. He's the shepherd of the sheep. The sheep will get fed aright.
Are you now trying to tell me that we don't have enough enlightened leaders?
I believe so. Our society is just an interesting one. You just need to understand how to navigate here. It's not just the same as it is done in other places.
How do you navigate that for someone who is currently watching you right now and they are struggling in terms of, number one, maintaining a friendship that they feel that is now becoming fractured? And number two, someone who has been fractured, but now he wants to get into a relationship because being alone is a problem.
I'm grateful for how far we've come, but there's something about our mindset that still makes us needy.
Nigeria at the moment, it's the spiritual hub, if I'm not mistaken, of Africa, but yet you find the most darkest event happening still in Nigeria. What do you think is the problem? Is Nigeria having a promising future for its generation? We're just still walking in the park and yet we have no place to go to. Hello, my AfriOne family. I'm so excited today to be on your screen wherever you're watching it from. I want to say thank you. And also to the followers and the subscribers, I want to say thank you to you all and to my beautiful guests who have graced me in this 1 year sitting on this very particular platform. I want to say thank you under the umbrella of AfriOne Show. So today, quickly, I'm here to just talk to you about 2 new products that we have released. One of them is known as the AfriOne Net. AfriOne Property. Can't blame me. I like my AfriOne network. And the second one is known as AfriOne Invest. And the first one, AfriOne Property, and the second one, AfriOne Invest. I want to encourage you, please. Are you a property owner, or maybe you're an agent, or you are a startup and you're looking for a platform for you to be able to put your properties? I want to encourage you, please, now go visit property.afrione.africa for you to get registered and also for you to start listing. You never can tell. You might be sitting with me here on this very particular table as we're going to be talking about all things property. And also on the second side of things, for those of you who are business people, you are intending to start your own business and you want to check how the market is. You want to see if your ideas are going to fly. Or maybe for you, you are literally at a stage where you need to scale, but you need funding. With AfriOne Invest, it's a crowdfunding platform where people come and put their ideas and put your stuff with a possibility of either giving an equity out or probably a stake, or maybe you're looking for a partner or just a seed investor, or maybe for you just want to crowdfund people who just like your idea, just want to give you seed for you to be able to run your business. I want to encourage you also, please visit invest.afrione.africa.
invest.afrione.africa. I look forward also for me to sit with you all, either on the property side, on the business side, which is the invest side, for us to just talk about all things property and all things business. Thank you so much. Please explore this very particular website and tell us what is your experience. And definitely, we're trying as much as possible for us to get all kinds of different stakeholders within the property space and also within the investment space. So if you're watching me currently and you know that you're a professional in any of this very particular field that I've mentioned right now, why don't you hit us on an email? The email is currently available on the screen, and let's get talking. You never can tell. Your idea, your skill, your coaching and your mentorship program might help somebody to be the next business tycoon in Africa. I'll see you on the flip side in you making money with us. Bye for now. Thank you.
Hello, family. Welcome again to an amazing segment of your show, the AfriOne Show Special Nigeria. You know what we do? We're trying as much as possible here in Nigeria to bridge the divides that are currently happening in the Nigerian ecosystem of things. And I can tell you point blank, been here for almost going for 60 days. I have a lot that I need to say, but this is not the show for it. I think I'll try as much as possible with my guest that is sitting currently for me to understand some certain things. But before we get into the business, this is a lady that I met from South Africa. Imran, in case if you're watching, you know, you insisted. I think the way Imran announced you, I was thinking that maybe you paid him. Then I looked at Imran, like Imran say, you remember that I'm your in-law? So yes, you have to be on my side. Tell me this lady, what's going on? Oh. But the truth of it is the fact that she's an amazing lady. She is the founder of TLP. I used to call it TLC.
Say tender loving care.
Tender loving care. She's like, no. It's called the Pathfinder.
The Life Pathfinder.
The Life Pathfinder. Yes. And so this is how I do my stuff. But before we get into the business of today, I think my guest will be telling us who she is and the things that she has succeeded in doing. I have my questions that we're going to be having our conversations. And if you have any question you want to ask her, but before we get to that point, please, don't you see that the studio is different? I just want to say this to all my diaspora guys. If you find yourself in Abuja and you're looking for a studio for you to shoot your stuff, you know, I think you want to enjoy the makeup. I'm like, what the hell? The brush was nice on my face. And so this is a studio, I think. Where is it located?
Gwarimpa in Abuja.
Gwarimpa.
Yes, it's called Gwarimpa.
You know the place.
Yo.
Let me not say it before I now put myself in trouble. But it's a beautiful studio here in Abuja. If you're looking for a studio for you to do your shoots and stuff, that's why you see the set is totally different. I told them, do your thing. It's okay. I'll come. She agreed that we use her studio. Otherwise, it would have been a different thing to be a couch vibes. As we begin our show, who am I sitting with? Mbasiti. Who is she?
So Mbasiti is a purpose alignment coach.
Okay.
Is it okay to say hello first off? Hello, everyone. So my name is Mbasiti Jesse. I'm a purpose alignment coach. What that covers is that I'm also a counselor and I help people find their path through life.
Okay.
Know exactly what they're meant to be doing and get to do it. I am a media entrepreneur and that's why he speaks about the studio. So my company is called TLP. It stands for the Life Pathfinder International.
Okay.
It's got two arms. One of the arms is the TLP Academy, which is where I have my courses as it concerns finding your true calling and your path through life. That's purpose. Then there is TLP Media, which is where we create impactful content as TLP. That's us. You can find us on YouTube at the Pathfinder TV.
Okay.
But we also have this beautiful space that we have created where other content creators can come create their content as well.
Okay.
So that's all under TLP Media.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm also a Nollywood actress. I have a few Nollywood movies to my name.
Okay. Do you want to mention one or two?
Yes. So you can find Amina on Netflix. I'm somewhere there, even though you might not recognize me. Just search. I'm there. I'm obviously there, actually.
Okay.
But I look really different. It was a couple of years ago. Okay. I had a mohawk. I was a warrior. I had sword and I was horse galloping and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Amina, yeah. On DST, I've done the likes of Carrier, which is totally Hausa. So that's totally indigenous in Hausa language as well. I've done productions like the Rishantes, that's on DSTV as well. You know, DSTV, of course. That's it.
Okay, for those who doesn't know DSTV, explain
don't mind
DSTV.
me. Then you could find other productions like Niger Next Gen, The Mall. All of those are on YouTube. So,
Okay, I think one of the things that is, as you were saying all of this, that is playing on my head, why did you go into the life coaching side of things? What happened?
First off, I would say passion.
Not everybody pursue passion, understanding how the ecosystem is.
Yeah, I guess because it's my call, I had to be my first student.
Okay.
Life put me through it.
Okay.
But initially for me, it was media. It was, I love to act. I love to sing. I sing. Not professionally, but I sing. I've been a choir girl for a while. Don't ask me to sing. So yeah, because I can see how your eyes are doing like that. Yeah.
There's a lot of done that is going to be happening on this show. So please,
so
let's watch out.
Host. That's the problem. Today we're gonna, But anyway, so it was media.
Okay.
But as a young person, I realized that it was easy for people to talk to me. Since I was like 13, you have adults in university when I was in secondary school telling me deep stuff, right? I have realized that it was most likely because even as a child, I just need to ask the right questions and have the right disposition. There's a certain aura that comes with your gifting and your call, right? But as I have grown and coming to the question of what happened, there's always that one.
There's always that what happened. So
3 years ago, 4 now, because my daughter is going to be 4 in June.
Okay.
I experienced postpartum depression and anxiety. I would even say first anxiety and depression. You most likely have heard about it.
Yes.
It's something we need to talk about more. But I experienced postpartum anxiety and depression when I had my 3rd child, which is my daughter, my first daughter. It was bad. I had to see a psychologist myself.
Okay.
I have a degree in psychology, by the way. I had to see a psychologist. It was the darkest season of my life. I used to live in just Plateau State. Plateau, let me call it the correct name. Plateau State. And came here for the holiday and didn't want to go back. And part of the reason why we eventually moved and relocated as a family was because of what I had experienced mentally. So it was a really dark season where it felt like I was losing my mind, but somehow I got it back together. I went through my journey, but it opened me up to another part of life.
Okay.
Right? Where my coaching became a brand eventually. It took like another year. I mean, this was 2021, but in 2022, the Pathfinder just sat on me by like 2 a.m. one night. And I just knew that was who I was. And I make a post to say, my name is Mbasiti Jesse. I'm the Pathfinder. I have the gift of counsel, which is what I've accepted that I do have. And I say, if you have any questions, try me, send it to me. And the following morning I had, first, the post had gone. I think it was the post that had the highest likes, over 1,000 likes in a few hours.
Okay.
On Facebook at the time. And I had about 100 messages waiting for me with people sending in different things that they wanted to speak about. And saying,
about finding the path.
And they're like, hello, Pathfinder. Hello, Pathfinder. And I'm like, okay.
So you're like...
Okay. So it stuck.
Okay.
So, and that's pretty much what I am, truly. I'm the Pathfinder. That's my life. That's what I live to do, aside the media and the other things I'm passionate about.
Understanding the fact that, yes, you talked about everything around the pathfinding and your experience that you went through that brought you into this very particular space.
Yes.
Somebody's watching you currently now and the person is struggling in terms of navigating their path right now.
Yeah.
The Nigerian things, I can't really talk about Nigerian that much, but the few days I've been in Nigeria currently, I can see that there's a lot of, for lack of a better word, a lot of confusion that is happening on coast. Someone watching you right now, and he or she is confused as to what to do, what next step to take regarding the path they need to go through.
Right.
What would be the 2 points you give to them right now watching you on the camera?
2 points, if I'm going to put it in 2 points.
Yes.
Find your purpose. When I say find your purpose, and I know what you're thinking.
Exactly.
Yes. Everything you desire lies in your purpose. I call them the 3 Ps, right? So I could say find your path because it has your peace, your prosperity, because all this confusion you're talking about is money related.
For Nigeria.
Well, yes, we're talking Nigeria.
Okay.
So it's survival. Most of us are on survival mode. So even with the things that we like, it's hard to put it into words. Even with the things that we like to do, we can't do them because we have to do the things we need to do to survive. So that's why it feels like it's chaotic here. But the prosperity you desire is within your purpose. What is purpose? Purpose is the value you bring to life. That's it. So, and value would always be exchanged for reward. And as far as this dimension in quote is concerned, or this life is concerned, reward can come in other ways, but including especially monetary. So if you know what your answer to the question of this present life, or the solution it is that the divine has put on your inside already for this present time and this present generation is, you'll ball. The good part is you're going to be doing what you love. So find your passion, because it leads, your passion sometimes is just, purpose is a journey. Understand that.
Okay.
It's not a destination per se. All your whole life, if you stay aligned, is a journey. So understand that your passions are links to the purpose, the ultimate goal, right? The higher call.
Okay.
So follow the path. So just in case you're wondering, how can I find my path? Follow your passion.
Follow passion.
It will lead you to the place that leads you to peace, prosperity, and fulfillment. When you look at it, that's all encompassing.
So now the first one is follow your passion. The second one would be, because I said 2 points.
I know. So that's why, did you hear me say in the mission? Follow your passion. What's the second one? Let's see, what can we carve out of this?
Yeah. But why you were thinking of...
Follow your purpose, which is follow your passion.
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific second one.
Why you were thinking
when you begin to walk on the road, I like this quote. Wait, let me finish, because you've asked this question. Let's finish it.
The problem, like she said, we are both show hosts, so
sorry, forgive
we'll
us.
find a way to balance.
This will be fun.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll balance. I'll be the guest.
Okay.
The second thing I would say is, Rumi says, and this is a quote I hold dear, a quote, when you begin to walk on the road appears.
When you begin to walk on the road
appears.
I'm tempted to like, okay, what if you're not going on the road and the road still looks very dark? How do you continue the journey?
So that's the problem.
Okay.
Everything is a risk. But like Rumi would say, if it's on the path of destiny, your true calling, things that are beyond the physical, the road will appear.
Okay. That's a
Isn't the road appearing for you as you take it one day at a time doing this podcast?
You know, my own journey is very far. It's a conversation that we will need 3 episodes. Is it episode? You guys call it season? 3 seasons to balance the whole stuff. But now, one of the things here that, as you're still talking, because I want to literally on this very particular segment here, covers a lot of things around the purpose and your coaching stuff that you do.
Yeah.
Do you think currently now within the Nigerian educational system that they have been able to succeed in incorporating the coaching and mentorship system to be able to assist the average Nigerian in surviving?
I do not think so. I know that I finished school many years ago, and in a couple of years ago, there was a certain faculty or department that was created called the entrepreneurship department faculty. Help me out. And I know that it's in the bid to help entrepreneurs to just create other channels, allow people to become expressive. Because yes, some people are giving to mass communication and the other arts, but some people just want to understand how to be an entrepreneur. Bring the value, run your business, give and get rewarded.
Okay.
Right? However, I would say that our environment, the need for survival, Abraham Maslow talks about the 5 hierarchy of needs. The first hierarchy of need there is physiological. Is what you eat, what you drink, what you eat, your physiological needs. Sleep. So then you have safety. That's security. Those are the first things that you're looking out for before it goes to a sense of love and belongingness. Because before we're talking self-esteem, we're talking self-actualization. Your faith-based basic needs. What you eat, what you feeding, sleep, shelter, safety, security. It's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
And I agree with that theory.
Okay.
If these first things on the hierarchy are not met, it affects every other thing. Self-actualization, which is like the 5th, which is the highest place of actualization, that your needs have been met. You have a fulfilled life. You reach the place where your life feels whole, for lack of better word, or probably the best word. You need the other needs to be met first. If not, they will distort the other hierarchies on the list. So if you've not eaten, you've not gotten shelter, you're not safe, the basics have not been met, it's really hard to think self-actualization or self-esteem. It doesn't mean that there are still no needs, but those basics have not been met. So they would affect, even with entrepreneurship, you can put it there, but people are hungry. So their first thought is not, I want to bring value. It could be that genuinely that's what they're looking out for. They want to bring value, but they're hungry. So the first thing they're thinking about entrepreneurship is what can give me money, to give me food, to give me a house, to give me security.
You know, as you're saying this, and this is where I'm trying not to be controversial, I'm trying to enjoy this talk.
Say it.
When we look at Nigeria, for somebody who, how many years have you been in Abuja?
Abuja, I was here for 2 years. I left for 10 and then I came back. So coming back, I've been here for 3+.
3+. Left for 10 to where?
Jos, Plateau State.
Yeah, that's the place they say look like South Africa. I've been told about Jos, that Jos weather look like South Africa, and I'm like,
Beautiful
for those of you who
place.
I think they call it Josite.
Yes, I'm a Josite, for example. I'm not from Plateau State.
I learn things all the time. So there is a word I'm like, no, I'm a Josite. I'm like, what does that mean? They
Yes,
say,
and Jos is the hub of talent. I mean, most of the people you see who are doing great have passed through. They've drank the water of G-Town.
Just people, she said so. For those of you who are Ondo and the other place.
Hey, that's not what I said. I'm talking just Plateau State right now.
It is not me who said so. Your people said so.
That's not true.
No, I say all of that because I want to ask the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Okay.
For an average entrepreneur, obviously, since you're a pathfinder, most of the things that people might be coming to meet you on your table is the ability for them to navigate the entrepreneurship scope currently now in Nigeria.
Right.
Now, if we look at it in terms of the ease of doing business in Abuja, because that's where we're currently now broadcasting, I mean, showing this from. Do you want to say that it is accepting, or there's still a lot of bottleneck that an average entrepreneur needs to be able to welcome to AfriOne show? When my guests go to that place and they adjust, I know that, okay, you have looked for trouble.
What I'll say regarding this. I feel like there are certain structures that should be in government to help the structure of businesses that we don't have.
Go deeper. What are the structures? Start saying. You're the one who says structure.
So part of what... See, leave me. I'm going to leave you like that. Certain structures. Because if I say this one now, you ask another question that is related to... I refuse. I ain't gonna. But anyway, because I was going to mention something about like taxes, for example.
Okay.
But there are certain structures that I believe if they're put in place, I don't know what it is like to do business in South Africa, but I know that there. So let me give you an example.
Please do.
Like in Nigeria, you literally, not like it's right. These are the things I'm talking about structuring.
All right.
I believe that the system is working. Yo, my Nigerian government, I love you. I'm for you, right? But I know that, for example, it's easy to start up a business, run your business for a while without registering your company.
In Nigeria.
For example.
Okay.
Without having it registered.
Okay.
Right? You can do that for a while before eventually you say, oh, this has built up. Now I need to register it as a business. I'm thinking that there are certain places where you can't do that.
Okay.
You would have to have your business incorporated first before you begin to build it and structure it and all of that. Taxes is also something. It's easy to hear. So it's two things.
Okay.
Right? Because the laws don't seem very firm, you can in a way say business is easy.
Because the law...
When you can easily evade tax.
Okay.
You can do business. Nobody is coming for you yet. Because they eventually do.
Okay.
Right? But you can enjoy it for a while. But when they come in a way that, why did I agree to come on this AfriOne? Because see, if you put me in trouble, if they come and put a poster on my door for my baby, tell me when I'm over talking, no. Tell me when I'm over talking, because this is what, see,
guys, you know what I'm laughing is the fact that she has a crew. Because remember, we're in her studio, so she's trying to make sure that all her guys are. There's nobody protecting you. This studio, this set is AfriOne set. Now,
this
stop
thing I
calling
want to
anybody. Say it.
AfriOne said.
Yeah, say
Okay,
it.
I'll call your crew member. Crew member, save me.
Leave them. Say it.
Okay, so here's what I want to say.
Okay.
So it's okay to do business, evade taxes. Nobody's really paying attention because of the structures that are not totally in place. That's just an example for me.
Okay.
Now, when it is time to pay the tax, because the system cannot totally be trusted to, because people can use these things to witch hunt you, not witch hunt, bully you.
Okay, bully. Okay.
Sometimes they're not giving you the actual figures. So that's what I'm saying. When there's a structure in the government, they can help you structure a business where you can keep your records. There's a way that you can. I mean, it was talking about how the system makes things difficult. If you're a structured person, doing business here can be really difficult. For somebody like Dangote, for example.
It's difficult too.
For somebody like Dangote. So that's for structured people.
It's difficult.
For structured people, it's difficult. For people who are not structured, it is a walk in the park.
So now, which advice do you want the person who wants to do business not to be structured so that it can?
No, you have to be structured.
Okay.
But I think it also comes with growth. Like I said in the beginning phases, you don't even have to register a company. You can be doing your business. You're making little money. But when it starts building up to something that is more corporate and you start getting into those systems, that is when now you begin to experience the bottlenecks. I mean, you have an Angote say that, where was it? He was speaking, well, I don't know what exactly the meeting was, but I was international. I don't know what it was, but I know I saw the clip where he was saying that if you get to heaven, when we get to heaven and God is about to rule judgment and they ask you and you say, what did you do? I'm paraphrasing just in case I'm not certain, but what did you do? And you say you were a business person and they say where? And you say you're a business person in Nigeria. God will say, you've already served your punishment. Just go.
I think I remember that joke. That's
so
true.
That is somebody from the richest black man.
Thus far.
Yet. Right? But that is what the present person that we all, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned in Nigeria, who is bringing value to the country,
okay,
by the refinery, for example, that he has set up, that is a blessing to us. But that person tells you that he has experienced challenges just being able to totally be operational. This system is supposed to encourage and help him even be able to put that in place.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an individual who has decided, I'm going to build a refinery. Yes, they're going to make, he's going to make money from it. Why not? It's an investment, but it's also beneficial to the society, to the system. And I'm staying on Dangote for a bit because you're talking entrepreneurship and he's a leader in that regard. When you go to recently there were a couple of people who were putting out posts on social media to say, when you go to the filling stations where Dangote refinery or Dangote fuel, I don't know if there's an exact name to it, are their suppliers. Okay. It lasts longer from Dangote refinery. So this social media user decided to run an experiment. Brought 2 generators. I better pass my neighbor, as we call it, a better. I said that in English.
No, but you need to explain that a better person. What is that?
It's actually just a small generator. So it's not a big generator. It's just something little to give you light. So I think because of the size, and we call it, I better pass my neighbor. So if your neighbor doesn't have power, but you have that little gen, at least you're better than your neighbor. That's the idea. I forget you're from SA. You don't know these things. Sorry. So it's in pidgin. I better pass my neighbor.
So that's the name of a generator?
Yeah, that's the pidgin name for it. That's what we call it here in Nigeria.
I better pass
so
my
it's like
neighbor.
saying, at all, nine bad pass. I think I said that.
I think the first time we talked and you were busy throwing out this one line of I'm like, madam, calm down. You notice that my number is +27.
Something like that. Oh, wow. My number is +234.
Mine is 227. I'm not going to deny it. It's okay. Nobody will find me.
Of course, me too. Anyway.
Okay.
So he brought the 2 generators. So 2 small generators. But fuel, I can't remember how many liters it was, but it wasn't anything much. Put it in, I can't remember how many liters. So just so I don't get it wrong. put it in the 2 gens. So he bought one from the Dangote refinery,
Okay.
and another from, another
refinery.
Another
supplier.
Supplier, another filling station. So there are certain filling stations that Dangote refinery supplies. So he got from there and then got from another filling station. Put it in the gen. Long story short, the one from Dangote's refinery lasted 15 minutes longer than the other. Yes. So I'm saying that this, people have been posting about it. Survival is, like I said, when physiological needs are not met, that is the first thing that people are out for.
So I'm interested in that story. When that's what's called the petroleum product from Dangote and this one.
Yes.
When you all discovered that from Dangote lasts longer and the other one doesn't last longer.
What did you do?
What exactly?
We put it on social media.
You did not sue these guys who are producing substandard product, or what's going on?
When you get to this part, zoom in.
I'm trying to understand. No, which means this company that is producing this substandard product, for lack of a better word, they are still in operation till now.
Is it substandard?
No, because we can see the quality of this.
It's just the quality.
Yeah, the quality, and one lasts 15 minutes more than the other.
Exactly.
And so which means the average Nigerian consuming that very particular product literally is living a life for 15 minutes less.
Yes, you're right. Which is the
and
life
it is
that
still
we've
fine.
been living for the past how many years of my life until Dangote refinery just came
and exposed that part.
How many months? Has it been up to a year? Ago. So, sir,
Ma,
welcome to Niger.
For you looking
the different things. So now that's where I go. In fact, the reason why we even started this conversation was we were talking entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's someone who is bringing something that is a solution for the average Nigerians. That's somebody who is doing something for the average Nigerian. Yes, it's his business, but it's value. It's valuable to us, right? So you have queues in those filling stations that are in the partnership with this petroleum company, of course, because everybody wants ease. But this same person told you that he struggled to get to the point where he could establish and actually become operational and functional.
After manufacturing those plants.
Yes.
Now,
after the infrastructure.
I want to put you on a chopping block with you looking at the camera. A diaspora is watching you right now.
Yes.
And they want to come to Nigeria to do business.
Yes.
What's your advice?
You can come.
See this politician.
Yeah, because you think I'll tell them not to come.
See this politician.
Do you know why?
Why?
We have expatriates doing business here, for God's sake. Don't you?
No, I'm talking about in Nigeria who jackba.
You're partially expatriates. I'm just saying. But I'm saying that it works for people. There's just a different way to navigate the business sphere and industry in Nigeria. And if you are a straitjacket structured person, we don't do business in Nigeria the way that we do it in the US, in SA, in other places. And so that's why it's two things. Like, it's a gauge. I can't tell you, there are bottlenecks. It can be frustrating on a certain level. But if you also understand the game, it can work for you.
Top on your head right now. Which business will you advise a diaspora or the expatriate you're talking about now to come do in Nigeria? Give me 3.
That's a really tough question for me because I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I'm doing my business in the media, but I am not a business advisor, if you get what I mean.
Okay, I hear you.
Do you understand?
But you meet people, you hear all kinds of opportunities that are out there. You will have a better view of Nigerian opportunity than I do. Because obviously...
So what will it be? What would it be? What do people bring? So fintech came to mind. Okay. I know that the tech space here is booming. It's coming alive. Real estate is also picking up, right? In fact, it's doing good at this point, even though
it's overpriced. Lagos, to be precise.
So you hear that now. That's what I'm saying about doing business in this terrain. Yeah. It's different. It's overpriced, and I agree. And in fact, I saw that there's this certain guy who calls out this kind of things, and the EFCC jumped on it recently.
Yeah, I think everybody should see. You sent me the video. You were like, she was. Let me do a disclaimer. She sent me the video. She was saying, if I sent the guy, I did not send you.
Of course, he did it. I was just looking for your trouble.
I know.
Because I just know it's in line with the things that you.
No, because the truth of it is the fact that it's overpriced.
So that's the challenge with. Our society is just an interesting one. You just need to understand how to navigate here. It's not just the same as it is done in other places. And if you come and you get there are some people that swear by doing business here and will not leave Nigeria to go anywhere else to operate.
I hear you.
There are some other people that tell you at the slightest opportunity tomorrow like this, they're out of here. Many years ago, I had a situation where a certain lady was doing a business. I was in Jos at the time.
Okay.
I can't remember what her business was. I don't even remember. It's someone popular. I'm thinking it's someone else off my head, but I'm not sure if it's that person. I know the person who does business. And AMAC, which is Abuja Municipal Area Council, some of their staff came. They're in charge of taxes, right? KB, they're in charge of taxes. Do you know, AMAC?
Partially for businesses.
For businesses.
Okay.
And they came and they shut her business down. So AMAC had put something, so it must have had to do with a signage or something, and put a ridiculous price. And she made a video. She's like, you just come from the blue. And you just literally shut my business down. Because I have to pay. So that's why I say sometimes it feels like bullying. No notice. So the structure can seem like the lack of structure can seem like it's favoring you. But it's only a matter of time before you realize that actually
you're going to get burnt.
It doesn't favor you.
Yeah. All right.
Iyabo Ojo did the same thing.
Okay.
I saw that they brought tax. That one must have been from FIRS. I don't know what the Lagos one is called.
Yeah.
But they brought her a tax notice to pay in, I don't know how much, but maybe like 100 million or in some millions.
How do they?
I'm not sure.
Because now the question there is not
how do they calculate?
Exactly.
Thank you. That's the thing. I'm telling you. Sorry, my rare side has come out, but that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. That's when I say that the lack of structure from the government end. Now,
so which means structure is actually a business opportunity in Nigeria. For a diaspora who is currently, say, wants to come into Nigeria to do stuff, chances are you may come up with the system and structure to help.
To structure Nigerian government?
No, not the government, but at least the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Tell me how.
For instance, I think one of the
you're going to be relating with and don't need you. It's favoring them. They're making money from this stuff, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So you come and you say, let's put in some structure, except you're going to show how the structures can still be put in and money can still be made.
Structure can
but
be
if
put
it is that you want to take food out of their mouth, because people benefit.
For the lack of structure.
Yes. It's the way that we don't have power. Do you know how many generator companies we have here? People that sell those big generators. What are they called? The Meccano generators.
Yeah.
You have what's the name of this word? Not distributors. They're not called distributors. What are they called?
The wholesalers and
importers.
Oh, importers, okay.
Of this stuff. And you say you want to fix
electricity.
Make it make sense, please. What business would they move to? So I'm telling you that our society, when we deal with our hierarchy of need, I think, because yes, some people get to food, but we have a challenge with still having a certain mindset. Oh God. As I'm saying this thing, I'm hoping that this, when you just go to just delete, disappear. Nothing but. And so this is what I would say, that I'm grateful for how far we've come, but there's something about our mindset that still makes us needy. It still keeps us not satisfied, right?
Not satisfied in a good sense.
I'm just short of saying we still have like a poverty mentality.
Okay.
So we have, but we're still hoarding.
Because of scarcity mentality.
Because of scarcity mentality. That's lighter, ain't it? A Nigerian family. Not in poverty, but it's scarcity mentality.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, in the ecosystem of things now, for example, now with you running TLP Media, and I want to come now into your career side of things now.
Yeah.
How have you been able to succeed? This is now you're marrying your coaching side and also with your movie production side, or probably your acting.
Acting, actually.
Your acting. How have you been able to intertwine that two together and your message to remain core, and people can still watch you and still get that value of what you call the pathfinder from your productions?
Okay, so most of our shows are wired around mental health pathfinding.
Okay,
we've got three major shows. We've got Trend Talk, which is, just trendy. We're talking about what's happening around the world, both in entertainment, but we're also talking about things going on in tech, things going on in finance. That's the idea for Trend Talk. So it's educative and enlightening, right? But we also talk about just the casual, regular social media things. So you can relax. It's edutainment. That's for Trend Talk.
Okay.
Then you have other shows that I anchor, like I Overcame. I Overcame is mostly celebrities, people that we know, who have experienced certain dark seasons in their life and have overcome. So I get them on the show to speak about these dark seasons and how they overcame them. And the intent or the desire is that other people who are going through dark seasons are able to, one, realize they're not alone. They're not the only ones to go through that experience. Because when you're going through a dark phase and you meet someone who is going through the same, somehow your burden feels lighter.
I hear you.
Right? So that's the first intention. The second is that so you see that if other people have been where you have been and have gotten out and are on the other side, then you can too. So hold on. It's a matter of time. And part of the inspiration for me to come up with this show idea was what I went through and how how there were different factors that helped me heal and get through that dark phase and that period. And I think it was also when Osinachi, which is a certain gospel Nigerian singer who died allegedly from domestic violence. Okay. I think I remember that. She sang Ekweme, very popular song. And I think it was when after she passed, and I started thinking about why did she have to stay in the abusive relationship? And it occurred to me that even though I know that religion plays a major part with that, but when you realize that other people, when you have a support system that gets you, it's easier. That's it. So how do we navigate, especially still on your part of the pathfinding, and somebody currently not watching you and they are struggling in terms of building an authentic relationship with either just friends, because obviously of the sabotage and the backbiting and also the sellout systems. Obviously, this is part of also an ecosystem that helps you find a path, because you must learn how to trust, you must learn how to have reliable partners and friends and co. How do you navigate that for someone who is currently watching you right now and they are struggling in terms of, number one, maintaining a friendship that they feel that is now becoming fractured? And number two, someone who has been fractured, but now he wants to get into a relationship because being alone is a problem. What kind of relationship are we talking about? I'm talking about relationship. Friendships. Yeah. Love?
Let's stay friendship. Because love is a long walk to freedom. Right. You look like Mandela now, Chris. Mandela kids. So let's stay. But that will be like another 5 episodes. Right. So let's stay on the friendship side, because one of the things I have noticed in my going to 60 days here is the fact that friendship in this very particular place, you have to be careful. For me, this is me now saying on my own standpoint, because I've heard a lot of people who call me and they're like, "No, darling, you need to be careful. This and this. You can't just be friendly like that." I'm like, "But dude, these people are human beings." I'm like, it's not Nigeria. I'm like, so where should I?
We're trustworthy.
Where should I have all of those? Can I even make you laugh? It's Nigerians and Nigerians.
I know.
Exactly. So it's not that they called me from London. It was Nigeria.
We know ourselves, but we love us. Leave us like that. This is the solidarity I'm talking about. When you see why I'm afraid to say these things, because I'm saying these things, we all can relate, because it seems like how dare you talk about us like that? The Nigerians will come for you, because you just stand to just speak for the truth that we all are experiencing. So that's what I'm doing now to tell you. You dare not say. You dare not say that we are not good friends.
By the time you guys are coming for me, I know where I will be.
He's gone. I'm here. That's the problem.
It's fine. We can put you. We'll find a way of take you back door, and you'll just be there. Then when
they hear now, they say after what you people did to
True.
What's this beauty queen's name?
Chichi.
Yeah. Amarachi is the way she pronounces her name. After what people did to Amarachi, won't take me to SA, so the SA people will send me back.
No, but But how?
I say she ain't, even though she has a forehead like us, she ain't one of us, the money. Okay,
So-
that was just by the way.
No, I hear you. So in terms of navigating the friendship side of
Friendships.
things, what advice do you want to give someone who is seeing, because I'm trying to just refresh our memory now back, someone who is in a fractured relationship but still stays there, and this other person, they are trying now to get back into the game but scared because they've been fractured.
burnt.
Yeah.
So one thing that I have learned over time is trust is very essential for living in this world.
Okay.
So because someone has broken your trust before, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't trust again. You're going to live a pretty sad, lonely, anxious life. More tilting towards negativity or negative energy. You wouldn't enjoy the positive sides of life. Life is a risk. It's also about letting go and trusting. So if you can trust whatever put us here in the first place, you can also trust that there will be people who you'll meet who are genuine. I would consider myself a genuine Nigerian. I'm Nigerian. I live here. I may not have a lot of friends.
Was
I
that
have a lot
intentional?
of acquaintances. It's just how I am. I have
It's
acquaintances.
not because you've been bruised.
No, honestly, for me,
Yeah.
no. But if I mean, I've had friendships that were really close and are apart.
You guys
Like
just
even
slow.
now,
You guys just slow ghost.
Different things. I think we just got to a part where we're working on different journeys
Okay.
of life. And we don't just seem to, at this point, have a meeting point. It doesn't feel good to me. I wish things were different. For the other person, I'm sure they also most likely wish things were different, perhaps. But we've also just gotten to the place where I'm getting to the place. I'm still, of course, hanging in there, but our meeting lines are not as much as they used to be anymore. And that's also something you need to learn, that friendships, like they say, there's a saying, they say it here, I don't know if people go by it, but they say 20 friends cannot be friends for 20 years. Something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to also understand when you get to a place where
The friendship
where
is,
you need to let go. Yeah. And be willing to let go. But it doesn't mean that you will not meet other people who are meant for this season of your life for you to thrive. Life is in seasons. And I'm very big on spirituality. So understand that even with physical things and as they play out, what is laughing you? As they are, as physical things are playing out, understand that there's more. The power of control is more in the things that we do not see.
Yeah.
And trust is an essential quality to have through life. So if you've been burnt before, know that you can still trust. Allow yourself heal. Don't rush into making friends. You still have a support system if you look around you. Just learn that you've got to trust. And one day you trust the people that truly deserve it.
Yeah.
Whether you're here or anywhere. Nigeria, they're still good people. Right? I know that relationships can be dicey. I mean, they're dicey everywhere. I say, I know just come. When I come, I can judge for myself. Right? Or anywhere else. I'm coming for him.
No, she's going to come to South Africa by God's grace this year.
Yes, and amen. I look forward to that.
We'll see how that works. I think I was speaking to my wife behind the scene, and then we're trying to talk something and work something out and stuff. Remember, I was talking to you about it and stuff. So I end up updating her. But as we're planning to go now on the final segments of the show, a question that I want to ask you while you ponder on that, so that the media team can just rest. And when we look at the spiritualities of Nigeria,
what did I do? What did I do? But anyway, I'm listening.
I mean, when you said that, I'm like, okay, you just look for my trouble. We'll get them.
No wahala.
Do you think that when I'm talking about spirituality, I'm also looking at the whole concept of Christian, Muslim, religion, and all of the, religion. Do you think that it has done good or damage as far as Nigeria is concerned? Because I say this because we was going to look at it from the Christian point of view, because both of us are one. I don't know. Are you Christian or Muslim?
I'm Christian. I'm Muslim for this conversation.
You're Muslim for this conversation is fine. But the cameras, we've already heard the Christian part. Nigeria at the moment, as we plan to go to break, it's the spiritual hub, if I'm not mistaken, of Africa, but yet you find the most darkest event happening still in Nigeria. What do you think is the problem? It's a question that my guest is going to answer on this very particular final segment, all things spirituality. And also the final question she's also going to be addressed, is Nigeria having a promising future for its generation? We're just still walking in the park and yet we have no place to go to. Still here with your host, the Afropolitan Apostle. We'll be right back just now to consider business of the day. Don't go anywhere. Hello, family. We're back again on the final segment, and this time we want to talk about all things spirituality. At the same time, also the final thoughts on the things of Nigeria currently. And I'm sitting with a beautiful Mbasiti, who is the CEO founder of TLP.
Yay!
I got it. I was calling every ancestor that I can think of. Don't forget this.
Don't say C. Don't say C.
Don't say C. Because I know that, okay, the C will put me in trouble, but TLP.
Right, yeah.
And we've been having a serious conversations around the business ecosystem in Nigeria. And for those of you who missed it, I would encourage you just take a reverse. And I think, obviously, she didn't say this part, but I just want to say this part. Please, if you're coming to Nigeria and you're looking for a studio and to do your recordings, or maybe you're looking for a team behind that can help you do your recordings properly, I'm recommending this very particular studio. Obviously, the information should readily be available on the screen that you can actually reach out to them. Abuja. I don't know if they can fly to Kenya and Togo.
No place
it is up to them.
Anywhere.
Where she's saying now anywhere. So which means they are willing to fly.
Yeah.
Their passport is very sharp.
Oh, of course.
It's green. That's the problem.
Very good.
So I know I said it's a problem. Don't look at me that way. It's okay. I'm a Nigerian too also. I came in with green passport and
Just
I'm trying to
get us
change
to,
it.
you don't worry, market
And I'm
us,
trying to
that's all.
change
I'll
it.
forgive you for saying it's green. That's the problem. It's not a problem.
Exactly.
Come.
So they are readily available. Amazing team, I'll be very honest. And so please reach out to them to just enjoy their services, especially when it comes to the media part of things. And on the coaching side, I think I want to encourage these for you to understand, whether I like it or not. Everyone in life, for you to be able to get to the next stage, no matter what you do, you need a coach, you need a mentor. I don't care how much you are spiritual. I'm also spiritual, Christian from that matter. I pray, I fast, I bind the devil and even destroy enemies from my father's house and the one that is even whatever. But yet I still have coach and mentors that are currently navigating my path. And so please, I want to encourage you, whether it is a relationship or like she says, pathfinding, you're trying to find your path in the business that you're doing or probably your personal self. Because if you can get yourself, you can get your business. Please, I want to encourage you. Please reach out to her. She's going to give us information on how you can find her properly so that you can then communicate. I think you're on TikTok. I remember you said
I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram.
She's doing a lot of things on TikTok, answering people's questions by 11,
1
12.
a.m.
You see, one. I'm sleepy.
You just don't know where the time goes.
I'm like, when she was telling me the last time that you were doing by
11,
by 3 hours, I say, waiting now.
You just don't know. People are coming, you're having conversations, and they're meaningful.
That is when spirits are having their time. Let them
We're
be.
spirits too now.
But we're back again on this side. So the question I ask you in the sense of spirituality and religion, do you think it has done more good? It has done more damage as far as Nigerian ecosystem is concerned, especially looking at it from us as Christians.
Yeah, from the church, yeah?
Yes.
So first of all, one thing you said before we went on that break was that Nigeria is the spiritual hub of Africa.
Yes.
What I would say, in my words, is Nigeria is the religious hub of Africa. I cannot say spiritual.
Okay.
Because because the reason why we call it the spiritual hub of Africa, if I ask you what the reason is because we have the churches, we have the numbers, we're very inclined to things that are religious or spiritual. Isn't that it?
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, the inclination to things that are spiritual are related to religion.
Mm.
But spirituality and religion are two different things.
Okay. 100% agreed.
So what we have and what I see us have most of the time is religion. Not exactly spirituality. And I'm not saying that we're not spiritual. But I'm saying that the loudest voice, the reason why you can call us a hub, the way that you will be able to say that we're a spiritual hub for Africa, and I will agree, and of course this is my opinion, is if you tell me the results that our spirituality has birthed for Africa.
Okay.
When you tell me, and this is like a question honestly to you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell me that Nigeria has stood in a place spiritually that has established a certain thing concerning Africa, I would agree. That's spirituality. It's impact.
Because you guys, one of the things I would say, you guys export a lot of spiritual stuff, a lot of churches has been exported. There's
So
one thing that you people are very good at exporting.
Is churches. But that's organized religion. That's institutionalized religion.
Yeah, but it's also
That's not, it's not exact. It's religion.
Subpart.
No, of course, religion and spirit. I mean, by the way we understand it by life and the world and man, you go to God through a religion, right? So, of course, I'm Christian.
Yeah.
I have a relationship with God. Recently, I was short of coming out to say, because I'm having a spiritual walk. There are things I'm beginning, you know what I'm about to say. I can see your smile. But I was going to put it up and say, fam, I'm not your kind of Christian. In fact, that was not what I was going to say. I'm not Christian. Like, just leave me. Just in case I'm sharing my opinions.
I hear you.
They do not tally with yours. Don't try to box me and say, oh, I thought you were a Christian. I'm not your Christian.
Okay.
Leave me.
All right.
But that is the place of religion. And just to answer your question.
Yeah.
Again, religion is not spirituality.
So
I hear people say a lot of times, sorry, Dan.
Yeah.
That, and I agree, that religion is you trying to reach God. Trying to find the way to reach God. Spirituality is God trying to reach you. Right? In fact, I heard Apostle Femi Lazarus say something very profound at the Indaba. He said religion started from Adam in Eden, in the Garden of Eden, when Adam put leaves on his body so that he could be acceptable before God. It's stuck. That's what we keep trying to do. Make ourselves acceptable before God. But we are acceptable already.
Yeah.
So what's this struggle? This rituals? So it's organized religion that we have that puts a lot of rituals that actually barricade or block us from actually accessing or seeing God for who he actually is. That's what we have.
Okay.
That's why there are a lot of church folk who are broke. That's why evangelism is hard. Because people see you, they hear you talk about God, but they don't see anything that is related to that. And because we don't merge this spirituality with whatever religion we practice. And like you said, we should focus on Christianity. Because we're not big on spirituality. And truly, you even hear people now say, people are now shifting from saying religion to spirituality. Even that now seems ungodly. But it is an awakening that is going on. And people are tilting towards which is spirituality. How can there be religion without spirituality in the first place?
Not true. What
are we doing? Right? So, there was something I was going to say, but I forgot. But anyway, just picking up from what he said about, that's why you would see someone who says they're Christian and enter is pigeon. There's something as the fruits of the Spirit.
Okay.
Most of the people who are religious don't have the fruits of the Spirit in this climate. What are the fruits of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, kindness.
No, there's one they have.
Compassion, long-suffering.
Oh, you guys have long-suffering. Even you too, you guys have long.
We do.
You suffer long.
That's the only one we have, Abi. Any other one?
No, at least that's part of the thing that is causing the problem currently now. For me, my own, what you call
our long-suffering.
Okay.
Is ignorance. So it's not the one that the Bible talks about as the fruit of the Spirit.
Go deeper. South Africa, when we say go deeper, which means want you to.
I know. I see a major one.
Yeah, exactly.
Professor.
Exactly.
Major one. Are you
deeper.
all right? I'm not okay. Go deeper, Papa.
Go exactly. So
I know
go
where
deeper.
you're taking it from.
Go deeper.
But yes, it's ignorance. Most of our suffering is not the long suffering that the Bible talks about.
Now, the ignorance you're talking about, is it ignorance coming from the pastor or ignorance coming from the members following the pastor?
It's give and take. No, what I mean is.
No, we're addressing this whole concept of ignorance.
If you have an enlightened spiritual leader, it's a rub-off. He's the shepherd of the sheep. The sheep will get fed aright.
Are you now trying to tell me that we don't have enough enlightened leaders?
I believe so.
And that's why we're still producing a lot of...
I believe that we're still trying to we say God does not change. God does not change. In fact, I'm grateful for this Ndaba because he prepared me to answer some of these your questions. PK, that's Olakunishoran, said something.
Okay.
He said there's something as mission and method. The mission is the kingdom. Methods change. Mission might not change, but the methods will change with every generation.
True.
What we are trying to do is still go with the mission, but maintain methods
of the past
from many dimensions ago or many generations before now. Methods have changed, The reality is the earlier we realize the methods have changed and we need to change with it, the more our impact will be felt.
What is hindering the change?
We're just casting our ways. It's the rigidity of our minds, which religion has a way of causing. And which also the religious leaders feel like, oh, it wasn't like that before. It cannot be like that. This is not how we were doing it. This is not how it will be. Let me tell you something let's even take it from Jesus.
Okay.
When John the Baptist's disciples were telling Jesus, they said, before we used to fast. We will fast as John's disciples before, the announcement, blah, blah, blah. This is me paraphrasing. They said, but how come we are fasting and you are like, you're the reason why we fast.
And now you're not fasting.
And
even
your
disciples.
disciples are not fasting.
Yeah.
And he says,
don't worry. By the time I'm gone, the people will fast and stuff. Yeah.
No, that's not even exactly what he says. He says,
well, the bride, I'm trying to paraphrase.
There's something about the bridegroom.
Yeah. Will the bridegroom be available and the bride be hungry?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew in fact, these things. Man of God. That's it.
Okay.
Will the bridegroom be available? This is paraphrased too.
Yeah.
And the bride be hungry. Like while I'm here, when the food is here, the truth is here. What are you're with me.
Yeah. What
you
are
have
you fasting
access
for?
to truth. What are you fasting for? So method changed when he was here, different from when he was not.
Okay.
But now we are not flexible. Another scripture that, catches me. It says that the spirit is like the wind. And this is me paraphrasing. The spirit, and trust me, religious people say, quote it. You can't quote it. They won't hear you. But I'm speaking the truth. Your spirit knows, right? The spirit is like the wind. You cannot tell where it's going or where it's coming.
Yeah.
That's the word of God. It says that is how we also should be. Like the wind.
I think I was an encounter with Nicodemus and Jesus.
It is there. Thank you for filling in the blank. It is they who are led by the Spirit of the Lord that are the sons of God. If you stay rigid, how will God lead you? God has methods. God understands that the way that the earth has been framed and fashioned, there would be different seasons of it. There will be a Gen Z. They are not against the creation. There will be a certain generation that comes with a certain mindset because of the evolution of life. Life will keep evolving until this earth, that's what they say in Hausa, until the world folds.
I'm like, what did you just say?
That's
Hausa language.
That's like
Nigeria,
tongues. So, but until the world would end, life will end here on this plane. Evolution is something that cannot be stopped.
True.
People evolve, the world evolves. So methods will definitely evolve. So to say that we remain in our methods is a total expression or manifestation of ignorance.
So, in the recap of this religious talk now,
yes,
has it done good as far as this nation is concerned? Or it is part of the problem?
It's a major part of the problem. If you want a direct answer to that. It's because we're casting we're not even allowing the Holy Spirit truly lead us. First off, we're waiting for the leaders to say what the Spirit is saying. We're not really listening for ourselves.
Nobody's going out to check.
And what if the leader is still stuck on old methods? We're stuck.
Wow. All right. On that very particular note, when you look at the echo, because my time is running out, and so the remaining 10 minutes I have now, let me use it and catch some certain things. When you look at Nigeria from the lens of Mbasiti,
yes.
What do you see?
Man, we've got a lot of work to do. First off, the good, my trainer will say, speak the good and then you can speak the bad. I see potential. I see gifted people. I see people who are resilient. Resilience is a thing that literally almost comes by default when you're Nigerian because of the environment.
True.
We are strong, solid rock. I know that here we might not even be proud of ourselves, but step out there. There's, aside the stigma, the spirit of the Nigerian is a resilient one. My husband was telling me he stepped into Kenya, went into a store to pick something. And the man just says, excuse me, are you Nigerian? He says, oh yes, how do you know? He says, it's the confidence, the way you just walk it. He says, do you people go to a school of confidence in Nigeria or something?
Where I come from, let me look for trouble. Our confidence has been seen as arrogance.
Anyway.
That's also from where I come from. So you don't need to say that this is my own. We'll sort it out when we cross the other side.
Where we come from. Our confidence is resilient. It's just so we are people of great potential.
I hear you.
Recently, a neighbor's house caught fire in my environment, in my neighborhood.
Okay.
I called, by the way, that worked. And I was impressed as a Nigerian that has lived here for almost 40 years. That we have the 112. I think it's like the 911.
Oh, 911. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it 112 or 211 now? I don't remember which it was. But I dialed the number by like 3 a.m. They picked up and fire service was there in 15 minutes. I know they might come in 5 minutes in other places, but at least for Nigeria, I'm telling you.
No, for me, the shock, I'm shocked. They came. Even though they come in 2 hours, it's fine.
I have a video of it. But before they
obviously
came,
they will come now. You're a celebrity who called now. What do you mean?
Me. They don't know me. See, that's the problem.
Did you mention your name?
You don't believe in this country. I did not, even if I said Mrs. Jesse, I did not even mention my name. My celebrity not even rich like that. Do you know me? I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, right? Not everybody knows Mbasiti Jesse, even if I said that. They didn't know who I was.
Okay.
I called again and someone else picked up because before they came, the neighbors had put out the fire reasonably. So that's what, and we have brotherhood. So even when we talk about, relationships, friendships, all of that, the core of the Nigerian is a good person, is somebody that can, and that's why is a loyal person. That's why I'll say that even when Nigerians know that you're on social media and they know that you're saying something that is, they all can relate to, because it seems like you're talking against Nigeria. And it's just that you're an enemy. I won't classify that as a good thing because we need to accept our challenges. That's how we will get better.
How we'll grow and also come out from the buhaha that we're seeing.
I agree. However, it just shows you that it's a sense of loyalty that we have to, even this country that we are really sad about, right? That's the spirit of the Nigerian. We're communal. We are resilient. We go out for ourselves. However, we have an environment also. That's our core. That's like the spirit of the Nigerian.
Okay.
But from the core of the Nigerian, basic mind thinking of the Nigerian, not from the core, not from what's deep within.
From the hustling of a Nigeria.
Thank you.
Okay.
That is where we have the problem. Because it is survival. It is the scarcity mentality. It is I need to hoard because of how we grew up. It is survival of the fittest. There's a lot of selfishness being manifested. And it is not just with the people, but it is in the people. It is from bottom up and up, top, bottom. It is what leadership does. I'm grateful. I think that there are quite a number of things that are beginning to work. I mean, when a thing has decayed for really badly over time, you can't begin to see the beauty at once. There's a part of me, if I'll be honest, that is positive. There's a part of me, if I'll be honest, that is positive about this government. There's a part of me that is watching to see the things that are going on, right? Even though for something like this, the 112 or the 211, it's existed even during Buhari. But I don't know if it was functioning. I called during Tinubu.
I hear you.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And it worked. I was impressed. I've been in Nigeria for how many years? And I was impressed to see that I took a chance on this thing and it worked.
I hear you.
So it means there is a problem. The fact that I was even happy that once in almost 40 years.
That shows that there's really
there's a problem.
Yeah,
however, it also shows that there's even the fact that there's even something to call is a good sign. True. If not, before you're just helpless, whatever happens, happens. And they came and they put out what was left of the fire. So that's the good side. But, it's hard to speak on the good. Like, it's good, bad is a combination of different things.
I think my younger brother once said something when I entered the country, and he said this, which was very interesting. And this is me just throwing it out there for those of you in diaspora, because obviously AfriOne also we cater for the diaspora community.
Yeah.
His statement to me was very interesting. He said, say yes. So I need you to understand that as much as you are going to look for the good, say yes, you have to consider the bad.
It did.
So your bad should be the thing you consider to say, okay, can I cope with this bad first before you look at the good? Say, no, there is good side, but the bad is what you
good.
He said, but the bad is what you look at. So when he said that, I think it helped me, to be very honest, in my going to 60 days here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So most times when I want to do something, I first of all look at, okay, my younger brother said, look at the bad first. What's going on here?
You're looking at the
I'm
back.
like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I look at the good.
How many goods? Yes.
Okay, then I look again. I'm like, okay, we can cop here.
Right.
But as we begin to bring our thought to a close, which I appreciate you for that, what you called your view of Nigeria from your own lens. What message will you want to pass currently now to the leaders of the so-called Nigeria? Now, this is you now with the camera. Send a message to the leaders of Nigeria and to your people. If this country would move from where it is now to where it needs to get to. Your time start now. You have 1 minute, 50 seconds.
To the leaders of Nigeria, whether it is that we put you there or we didn't, I hope this is a good takeoff point. You're there and you are our saviors, pretty much. I know that the government can't do everything, but the truth is you build a platform on which, or you present the platform on which we can do anything at all. Again, I'm grateful for the little changes that I've been able to see, and I speak for myself with this present government. I do not think that nothing is not being done. I know maybe not as fast as they should be done, but I commend whatever efforts have been put so far to put in structures and systems, because that's basically what we need to elevate, to grow, to become so far in the country. But please, there's so much room for more. Consider the average man. Consider the average Nigerian. There's so much going on. There's a lot of cushioning that needs to be done while we go through this transformation, because it's going to tell on the people, especially the ones at the bottom of the food chain. So if there's a cushioning that can be put in place, please factor that in. You will feel your impact from people. It's easy to tell the energy that you're doing good or not doing good. And I understand sometimes it can be dicey when you're dealing with over 200,000 people. 200 million people, I beg your pardon. But please, just put us first at heart. Please, we need you. And that's why you're there, basically. So thank you in advance for that. For the average Nigerian, you and I, fam, it's hard for all of us. We are all trying to make sense of living here. But we can be good people at heart. The reward for being kind and being good are not things that man will give you. They're truly things that the divine life rewards you for. Whether it is here, afterwards with your children, just know what seeds you're sowing. And do your best to be the light that you desire to see too. You and I are the ones that will make the difference. If the government is fixed and we're not fixed, the problem is not solved. The problem is not solved. So please, for you and me, who are the Nigerians, we are Nigeria. We make the difference. Show kindness, show love, be compassionate. Fear God. Fear God. Oh, that's
With that being said, how can we find you and how can people locate you?
Okay, so as Mbasiti Jesse, I'm on all social media platforms as at Mbasiti Jesse. So at Mbasiti Jesse on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, Mbasiti Jesse or Mbasiti Julius Jesse on Facebook. I am on LinkedIn as well as Mbasiti Julius Jesse, I think. But my major platforms are Instagram and TikTok, Facebook as well. For my business is TLP Media _ That's for TLP Media _ as it relates to our media content. On YouTube, it is the Pathfinder TV or TLP TV. That's where you get all our enriching and inspiring content. Just in case you're in a dark season, you're at a bad place. I forgot to mention, we have another show called The Balance. The Balance is just seeing life from our different perspectives, talking about the things that we do not like to talk about. They're kind of controversial, people shy away from. We speak about them and you could just come across a perspective that you seem like you own or you hold alone that other people share with you. So if you need any inspiration, please go there and follow us on all our social media platforms as well. The Pathfinder TV, Instagram, TikTok, TLP Media _ as well.
What is the project we're expecting from you? When are you releasing your music album?
Music.
You said you sing.
That's the problem. He knows what he's doing. Because I said I don't sing professionally. There's no music album anyway.
Okay, any movies or any project that you're releasing now that we should watch out for?
So aside the shows that we create from TLP Media, that's what we put. All our content goes to TLP TV, which is the Pathfinder TV. So at TLP TV 24 or the Pathfinder TV on YouTube. we are beginning to, consider stepping into movies. We have quite a number of stories that we've not developed, but that is definitely something that is pulling on my spirit, especially because I also happen to be an actress.
We'll discuss that off air.
You see that? So it's happening soon. That's a confirmation. So expect films from TLP TV as well, or TLP Media.
You're looking forward traveling out of the country to do your movies. And you're an actress. I'm talking about the actress part. There are people about say that I just want to stay in Nigeria.
You tell me next week we're going.
You can't they follow me? Can't they follow me fight?
No, my hours. I'm ready. I'm on standby. I'm not fighting.
No.
It's the passion. I'm sorry. I'm just passionate. Yes, I'm open to traveling anywhere at all. And I love to travel, by the way.
All right.
So it works.
As we've come to the end of this very particular show, please, family, I want to encourage you. Make sure that you follow the handle that she has given. And if you have any question you want to ask, please, you can use those social media handles. But if not so, you can definitely send us an email on the email you're seeing on the screen, and we'll try as much as possible to communicate with her. She's available for traveling. And for me, very importantly, I know this may put me in trouble, and that's okay. If you know you're going through stress, Nigeria get wahala, and your mind don't they spin to the point that the wind is blowing. And just like Abuja is very hot, your blood is boiling and you need someone to talk to. Please, I want to encourage you. I think I've bumped into some of her content, obviously not all of her content on TikTok in terms of the advice she's giving out to people and stuff. So please reach out to her TikTok and just says, I won't die. I think that's a slingshot.
I feel like I won't die, but I know one die.
I know whatever, how you can say so that it becomes an emergency. So when she sees it as the headline, like, okay, let me respond to this one. Others are coming up. So please reach out for coaching and mentorship program with her in terms of finding your path, either in marriage or relationship. With that being said, I remain your host, the Afropolitan Apostle, and I'll see you on the subsequent edition of this very particular show right here from Abuja, Nigeria, trying as much as possible for me to bridge the divide that is currently in this nation. Bye for now, and God bless you.